Hey, I'm Mark.
And I'm Anna. Our daughter likes to say I grew 3 kids in my belly and 3 in my heart.
In 2010, when Jackson was 4 and Jemima was 1, we moved to Tanzania with this dream of providing a family for children who didn't have one.
As you can see, our family has grown.
And it's been this journey that inspired us to start Forever Projects. We're on a mission to help women break the cycle of poverty and create a self-sustaining future.
A future where poverty isn't a reason for a baby to be abandoned and families have the opportunity to stay together.
It didn't take long after touching down to realise that Tanzania is breathtakingly beautiful. It's full of hope, vibrancy and life. In our experience of living there, the highs are incredibly high, but the lows are devastatingly low. This is a country where 1/3 of the population lives below the basic needs poverty line. A country where 20 women die every day in childbirth.
So we're in Mwanza. This is Tanzania's second biggest city, right on the shores of Lake Victoria. Today we're on our way to visit one of these families. It's a little boy named Daniel, and last year his mother tragically lost her life in childbirth.
When Daniel's mother passed away, his grandmother Martha bravely stepped up to care for him and his 4 siblings. But without the proper nutrition available, she was struggling. It didn't stop her trying everything. She fed him porridge and tea, but he quickly became malnourished. Eventually, when Martha brought Daniel to find help, he was 6 weeks old and weighed only 1.4 kilograms. Tragically, this is a country where babies are abandoned in heartbreak and desperation. They're not unwanted, just unable to be kept. We lived in Tanzania for more than 3 years. A decision that would change our lives and our work forever.
So during our time in Tanzania, we were able to adopt our 3 children who didn't have any other option. And by the end of 2013, we'd finalised their adoptions and moved back to Australia. But we couldn't just walk away. There were so many children who still needed a family. In Tanzania, there's over 3 million orphans. We couldn't adopt them all, none of us could. But the beautiful thing is, we don't need to. Most of these babies are dearly loved by families who would love to keep them if they were able.
The baby home we'd adopted through had a vision for preventing family separation. They just started a new project to give families the confidence to choose a new path towards becoming self-sustaining. One of the women they worked with was Martha. This is Daniel 4 months later. Look at the pride and joy in Martha's eyes as she holds her grandson. This 65-year-old woman is a hero.
Every Tuesday, she travelled with him for over an hour each way to training, sometimes walking through bucketing rain. Every Tuesday, she was joined by 60 other carers, people just like her with babies just like Daniel. For training in first aid, nutrition and business skills, for an update on their child's weight, for enough formula milk for another week. Our local partners empowered Martha to start a business, selling fruit and vegetables at the market near her home. They work carefully alongside each caregiver and help them to choose a business that reflects their skills and interests and make sure it's close to their home. 12 months later, Daniel's a healthy 7.45 kilograms. Martha's business is thriving and she makes enough to care for her whole family independently. We like to say we're a river, not a dam. Families pass through, making way for new families to enter and to be transformed.
This is how Forever Projects began. We gathered a group of friends around this vision and raised support to fund the project. So we started asking, how could we expand this new, bigger story? The answer, it turns out, is in all of our hands. Forever Projects has become a community for the brave and generous. People like you and I, who care deeply about making change in the world. From 6-year-old Penelope, who collected her pocket money, to Wadey, who climbed a mountain and asked his friends to sponsor him, Shelley, who makes beautiful bags, Jacob brews a beer, Matt uses his photography, Piper gave her birthday. People have made our story their story too. People have used what's in their hands, their time, their talent, their money, and we love connecting every single one of them with the impact they're making.
This is Forever Projects.
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 Our community now funds this work across 6 locations in Tanzania. So far, our local partners have supported over 1,200 women like Martha, enabling over 1,500 babies like Daniel to live at home in their community in a thriving family.
This impact has inspired us to dream even bigger, helping these teams accelerate their growth across Tanzania and then fueling the mission further afield, connecting with new impact partners in East Africa and beyond. We're building a community who are showing up reliably and giving each and every month, making it easier for these teams to plan and scale their work. It costs $100 a month for lives like Martha's and Daniel's to be transformed. Whether you give $30, $50, $100 a month, or even more, we guarantee that 100% of your donation will directly fund the work on the ground. Through the power of collective giving, we can do much more together than we can alone.
We imagine a day where poverty is no longer a reason that children are separated from their families.
We'd love you to click subscribe and join us in making that future a reality.